back, everyone. This time of year when many of us are making those New Year's resolutions, the problem that most of us wonder is, why do we fail at this? Why? Well, there's a new book from a UT professor that may give you some insight. Joining us now is Dr. Markman, professor of psychology and marketing over at the University of Texas. Thank you so much for being here.
Oh, it's great to be here today.
Yeah, this book getting a lot of attention. Let's talk about it. It's called Smart Thinking. And Dr. Oz has some great things to say about it. I'll start off by saying that. What is he talking about?
Well, I've helped out Dr. Oz and Dr. Roizen with some of their U-books, some of the quizzes that they've written, and as a result, I got him to read the book. But in large part, I think that one of the things that he cares a lot about is healthy and smart behaviors, healthy and smart habits, and one of the core principles in this book too is helping people to develop smarter habits and in the road to smarter thinking.
And in the book, you break it down into 3 keys that you can do that. Without giving too much away, of course, because we want people to read the book. What are those 3 keys? Well,
basically, when most people think about being smart as being intelligent, as if that's somehow the score you get on a test determines the rest of your life. But the fact is that each of us can become smarter. And the way that you do it is first to develop smart habits. And those smart habits are to learn the way the world works, what I call high-quality knowledge, and then to be able to take that knowledge and to use it when you need it. Because the person who's really doing something smart is the person who knows how things work and then is able to pull up the knowledge they need at exactly the time that they need it.
So you really look into the psychology of people's brains and how and why they make the decisions that they do.
Exactly. It's funny, we would never send somebody to build a bridge without learning physics. We'd never let somebody practice medicine without learning biology, and yet we ask all sorts of people to think for a living, and we teach them very little about the way that their minds work. And so I really feel like the more you understand about the way your mind works, the more effective that you can be at using that mind in exactly the right way. And so what I'm doing in the book is giving people a little bit of information from the science of psychology and then trying to create practical exercises that people can do to exercise their brain in the right ways to be smarter.
And it couldn't come at a better time, especially as we begin the start of a new year. So many people making their New Year's resolutions, but then they often fail just within a few days into it and get so down on themselves because of that.
That's right. And you have to be kind to yourself when you're trying to change your behavior, because it is hard to do. And one of the things that I talk about a lot in the book is that you really have to prepare for behavior change. You have to give yourself some time and space to do it properly. You have to change your environment. You have to understand that your habits came about over long periods of doing a particular behavior in the same environment repeatedly. And so you have to break that pattern if you're going to be successful in New Year's resolution.
Because you're exactly right. We're talking about changing your behavior that maybe you've learned for years to come. And how long does it take to actually make that change, though?
Well, it can take a while, but really over the course of a month or 2, if you really change your environment, if you really work at it, you're going to see noticeable differences in your behavior in that period of time. But I do recommend that people keep a little diary of their behavior. Because a lot of times it's hard for you to see the changes in your own behavior all by yourself. So if you start writing down your behavior a little bit, then you can look back at it over a period of 2 or 3 weeks and notice how much you've been doing that's different.
Kind of reminds me of a diary. When you're on a diet, you have to write down all of the foods that you eat and look back and see what your behavior was like and how it can change in the future. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. You will be at Book People tonight.
That's right.
7 o'clock. And you'll be signing some books out there as well?
Absolutely.
Okay, 7 o'clock, Book People, North Lamar Boulevard. Smart Thinking is the title, 3 essential keys to solve problems, innovate, and get things done. What else can you expect in the year 2012?
Absolutely.
Thank you, Doctor, for joining us today.
Great to be here.
I had on K.